Just before we wrap up, what have you seen recently as well? It's your turn now. Tell us about one of the films you've seen.
My turn. Well, speaking of Glenn Powell,
Oh yeah, nice, smooth
you're
segue.
welcome. See, I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
I watched Anyone But You.
Now what is that on? Amazon?
I got it on Sky.
It was on Sky. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see it in the cinema. When I could have, but I didn't.
Oh, it was in cinemas. I thought it was a streaming thing.
No, it was released in cinemas. You can rent it or buy it on Prime.
Okay, so
But it streams on now. I don't know. But yeah, saw it on Sky, and because it was a rom-com, I think that's why I didn't go see it in cinemas.
Right.
Because, which is quite strange because I don't really enjoy rom-coms. I just find them too cheesy.
Depends what it is, I
Too
guess.
cheesy, right? But in saying that, I read a lot of like rom-com novels, so maybe I'm changing.
You're in a bit of a rom-com novel era just now.
Yeah, really enjoying them. So,
A bit an interesting concept.
but yeah, so now I'm looking for my bloody notes. Aye, Anyone But You. So yeah, Glenn Powell's in it, Sydney Sweeney's in it, who's like kind of emerged really and kind of started. I don't know. I feel like she's popped up now. I don't stop seeing her.
I didn't even know who she was, and she is becoming a big name.
Yeah,
Everybody's like raving. Everyone like just fancies her as a big thing. I'm
She's
seeing.
gorgeous. Like, oh my god, she's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, and like they're watching them in the movie. So the movie's like fun, right? Obviously rom-com. Wasn't too sure how cheesy it was going to be, and I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, I was like,
Oh dear.
don't think I can watch this.
Oh god.
I was like, this is too much. And also, I don't know. I think it was just one of the first things that came up, and I thought, oh, I'll watch that.
You're letting the movie choose you.
Yeah, I know, taking a note out of Rachel's book. But I wasn't really in the mood for a rom-com. Probably more in the mood for like something a bit more real and a bit more gritty
Mm.
and a bit more, well, yeah, real. Whereas this, I was like, you know, you're watching it, you're like, oh, look at them act as if they're in love.
Oh,
Do you know,
wow.
like I felt
Okay.
like I was like, oh, and I was pure cringing at some of the stuff, and I was like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and oh, she broke her heart, oh, but then it kind of turned round, and I was like, oh, and every time I went to turn it off, something funny would happen,
Oh,
and I thought, oh, that's quite funny actually.
and you're also quite good at like predicting what's going to happen. So you were probably already like preempting. Okay, this is what's going to happen. She's going to break his heart, and then they're all going to die in the
Well,
end.
well, yeah, but even at that, I wasn't trying to do it with this. Like, I was like, oh, you just know, like,
Yeah.
oh, here's that staple line for this moment, and I know I'm so cynical
I know.
these days. But yeah, as I say, every time I went to be like, oh, can I put it off? Something funny happened, and it was like a fleeting moment of like the camera cut to like somebody else in the corner, and then went back to like the action that was happening, and it just made me giggle.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a like or clever moment. It actually made me laugh out loud. There's one guy who you would love the kind of comedy of him.
Right.
He's like basically Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, their characters end up going on like this last minute date, like have like the most amazing time. She's like, oh, he's amazing, this is so different, and then it just ends badly, and then they don't see each other for like 2 years, and then Sydney Sweeney's character, her sister's getting married to Glenn Powell's character's Ben's like best pal, right? So they end up at this wedding together in Australia, right? And they kind of meet up. So it's quite funny, like what happens, the kind of interactions along the way of them realising, oh, we're going to need to see each other again. And there's so many exes and people. But there's basically this one character who's like with this other girl, and he's just like a pure annoying boyfriend. Like, they're in Australia. He's like an Australian guy. He's like surfing, using all like the dialect of Australia, so you've no idea what he's saying.
Right.
Proper surfer, like big body, like kind of. I think he called him. So he made a joke about him being a Hemsworth.
Oh yes.
I can't remember what it was, like something like bitch Hemsworth or something. It was really, really funny. But there's just moments of him and like eating, like there's one clip and something was happening and the camera just cut to him eating a burger, but he was like really like eating it. It's just pure stupid.
And you said this was like me?
Yeah, like proper. You know the way you do something for a laugh
Yeah.
and act pure silly.
I try not to make a mess when I eat burgers, but it's hard
No,
sometimes.
but like you do something stupid, or like take a pure big bite, you like go for it. Like it just kept doing like all your gags that you do. It
Right,
wound me
great.
up, and I was like, "Yep, this is Chris." I was like, "Did Chris give him like some insights here to like this is how to make a Yoda laugh?" It was just so funny. And then there was one moment as well where like it kept cutting between two different moments, very different moments of Ben and B trying to like be romantic, and basically they're like, I won't say it, but they're basically trying to be romantic, and it's a
Right.
bit weird. And then like the rest of them are looking at this like koala in a tree, and they're like, oh, it's like a spiritual moment, and it's so quiet, and like, oh. But then you cut back to them, and there's like a huge fucking black widow spider. They're like, oh my god, freaking out. And then it cuts back to like the koala, and in the background you still see like Ben and B like pure fighting over this spider.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the chaos that's going over there that like they've no idea like what's happening behind it. It was just so
That is
funny.
Yeah, I like that idea.
There was so many moments like that. And then the actual like love part of it, like the romance part of it. Again cheesy, but well worth it.
But really sweet.
Yeah, it then got to a moment where things kind of got real, you know, because it's that thing. It's like, oh, they're like, will they, won't they
Yeah.
get together? Won't they get together? And then it just, as it kind of turned, it just went really sweet, which is where I like it. I like that romance. I hate the chase in a movie, because I'm also like, but they're gonna get together.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna happen. Even when I'm reading, like sometimes, but then reading is completely different to watching.
Right.
So yeah, it was really good though. I think you should watch it.
Okay,
I think
good.
you'd really like it. I didn't expect it to be that funny.
Okay, cool. So it was more
Or-
funny
yeah.
then. Nice one. Okay, cool. Well, I knew it was new, so I didn't want to watch it like maybe without you if you were going to watch it, but then like the fact you've already seen it and you liked it will make me want to catch up. So that's really good. Glad you watched that. Thanks
Yeah.
for doing some homework and watching something for the podcast even though I asked you. That was good.
I don't know. It was good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm now happy that I watched it, because I saw so much of it like
Yeah.
on social media, and everybody should go watch it, and people were like, "Oh, it's amazing! It's amazing!" So yeah, definitely give it a
Nice one.
rewatch. That's another like good movie night. You know, we said like The Fall Guy was like a good like blockbuster movie night, kind of chill. That's a good one to like put on. And obviously Unwritten, Natasha Bedingfield, like, oh,
Is that the song of the
have you not the song of the bloody summer, Chris? Come on, where have you been?
the song of the summer is not
Have you
that's
not- have
from
you
like
not-
2003?
Have you not heard like on every like TikTok, every social media thing, like have you just not heard Unwritten
Oh,
recently?
well, I know the song obviously.
On the radio.
No?
It's been on. Oh my god.
What is that from this film?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a
Yeah,
good
you know
song.
how like Murder on the Dance Floor.
Yeah,
made
it was
come
like
back?
yeah for Saltburn.
Yeah, so that was the same kind of thing for
I
this
see.
one. Although nobody got murdered in a big fancy house.
Spoiler.